Here's an interesting thought I ran across in the Royal Bank of Canada monthly letter. A person in authority is not necessarily a saint, an artist, a philosopher, or a hero, but he respects truth, appreciates what is beautiful, knows how to behave himself, and is courageous in meeting his obligations. He will have intellectual curiosity and will be always learning. He's tolerant, liberal, and unshockable. If he is not always affable and urbane, he is at least never truculent or overbearing. He will be a cultured, broad-minded scholar who lives according to the spirit of reasonableness. Now, that's a pretty good definition of a leader. How did you qualify? A leader is a person in authority, such as a parent or boss of any sort. A Hindu proverb says there's nothing noble in feeling superior to some other person. The true nobility is in being superior to your previous self. Those who have shown that they can lead their own lives effectively are best fitted to accept responsibility and authority. The true function of leadership is to bring out the best efforts of others, and people most willingly pay heed to those whom they consider most able to direct, that they respect. The best leaders are almost always those who do not seek leadership, but who have demonstrated in their own lives, in their work and attitudes, that they should lead. The desire for power was to the Greeks and the early Christian church a reason for not giving it. Plato's rulers were to be given absolute power only upon the condition that they did not want it, and a man appointed to the episcopacy in the church was required to say, "I do not want to be a bishop." The problem is that social and industrial progress are impossible where there is no one in authority. There must be someone in control of an operation. If anything useful or distinguished is to get done, as the monthly letter points out. Authority means having the power to judge and act, to issue instructions and enforce obedience. These are qualities that are not found in committees, but in strong personalities. Yet you want a person who does not deliberately seek power. The animal kingdom is studded with evidences of creatures in authority, from the pecking order of the birds to the stamping ground of the buffalo. Every mass human activity needs and has an elite, a group of qualified persons exercising the major share of authority. The excuse for an elite is that it takes the lead and accepts responsibility and accountability. For its very existence, human society demands order. No way has been found in modern civilization of producing order without allocating a degree of authority. This is clearly evident in the armed forces, in education, in law enforcement, in business, in government, and in sports. An umpire is a person in authority, and many a player has been thrown out of a game because he failed to recognize that. Managers, too. The leader is the person who acts when the situation requires action. The masses do not accomplish much in history. They follow the lead of people of purpose, able to plan, fit to administer, and they make the difference.